Hey everybody, it's Christy Birchville. Today we are starting chapter 6. We're looking through the book of Joshua. We've been doing this kind of as an everyday devotional. Love to be able to help you get in the habit of studying and pulling truth out of God's word every single day. Now, one thing that we're looking at for this kind of the first part of this chapter, action. Okay, we've been talking about it in the chapters leading up, and if you've missed any of these previous sessions, you can always click on the link below. There's a link directly to the playlist for this entire series through the book of Joshua. But what we've seen is they've been prepping for battle, and now it's time. They've received the battle plan from God. They're going to go out and go do. And I got to tell you, I really would have wanted to have sat in on the conversation that Joshua had with his high level commanders when he went in and said, "Hey, all right, guys, God's given me the battle plan for this. We're going to go attack Jericho, the largest, strongest, most fortified city in the entire region. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to get all our instruments, we're going to get all the people, and we're going to march around the city. And then we're going to go back to camp. And we're going to do that for 6 days. And then on the seventh day, we're going to march around it 7 times and we're going to blow the trumpets and we're going to yell and scream and everything's going to fall down." I really wish I could see what the reaction to that was, because there had to have been a moment of them being like, "I'm sorry, what?" So, Joshua, I think we should rethink this plan because that sounds terrible. And there's no way this is going to work. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Where did you say you got this plan again? I mean, I can just hear all those things. I, I've sat in a number of meetings and high level, planning calls, war room calls from, the secular world, corporate America, I've been in those meetings, and they would have looked at Joshua like he had lost his mind. But he comes to them and says, "But this is what God has said to do." God said, "This is the battle plan." There's no plan B. There's no, "Oh, if this doesn't work, we're going to." None of that. This is the plan God had gave them, and this is what they were to go do, with the full expectation that God would do what he promised and give them the victory. When we think about beginning again, we think about the things that God does. Why do we think it would be logical? I run into this. I mean, I'm a pretty logical person. I like to put things together, do, a 1 + 1 = 2, and we follow that line. And yet, when we read the Bible over and over and over again, we see God doing things that we never would have dreamed of, never would have expected, don't follow logical implications in any way, shape, or form. So, why does it surprise us when God prompts us to go do something that seems incredibly counterintuitive? Why are we surprised? We should be going and doing. Joshua convinced the entire people of Israel to follow God's plan for them. Because I guarantee you, they had no idea if this would work. They could not believe this was the plan. But realize they had just witnessed God part the Jordan River and then walk through on dry land. So who's to say God couldn't do this? When God works in your life, it creates an opportunity for us to trust him more and to do things because he said to, not because it makes logical sense and not because that's kind of what we expect to be able to do. What do you need to do today that God has directed you to do that doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever, but you trust God and you're going to do it? What is that thing? Comment below. We'll be praying for each other. We will encourage each other and get busy doing the completely off the wall stuff that God leads us to do, because that's when He is glorified. Make sure you subscribe. We'll continue this story tomorrow, and I'll see you then.